Right. Good morning. I'm going to call the Wednesday, November 26, 2025 regular Board of Commissioners meeting to order. I'll start a roll call. Commissioner Miller,
Present.
Commissioner Hall.
Present by Zoom.
Thank you. We do have a quorum. No recognitions or proclamations. We'll start with the adoption of the consent calendar. Are there any items that a commissioner wishes to have removed from the consent calendar?
Commissioner Chuck, I'd like to begin here. Thank you for holding the meeting minutes. Previously, it gave me a chance to look over those. And regarding the consent calendar, that I move the board approve consent calendar with the exception of the October 1st meeting minutes, and that the board remove those minutes for discussion to address several omissions and needed corrections.
Okay, we will remove.
Vice,
Go ahead.
yeah, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say I will second Commissioner Miller's motion.
All right, thank you. We will remove the October 1st minutes and put them for discussion.
Thank you.
Any other discussion on the consent calendar? Or do I have motion to approve?
Yes, I move to approve.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I second that motion, again, with the contingency that we discussed the 10-1 items in discussion.
Okay, thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Motion passes. First item we have for order of award of RFP for Commons Project Manager presented by County Council.
Thank you, Commissioners. Before you, I actually placed the RFP conditions that were part of the proposal. We had 3 firms that interviewed for this project management RFP. I'm going to have Mr. Lipp has pulled up. This is how they were rated. So based on specialized experience, the resources available, past record and references, ownership status and employment practices, availability and familiarity with Lincoln County, techniques and fee schedule, the statement of reasoning, and then whether they met all proposal requirements in the RFQ or RFP. So the firm DPM received a score of 205, Klosch Group 200, and Mears 130. So at this time, DPM is the top scorer, at least for the criteria. So I just like to kind of highlight some of DPM's information that was in their proposal. So the owner of DPM, Joshua Dotson, has extensive experience working on projects in Lincoln County. This includes with the port, the community college, and OSU on key projects. He's had about 15 to 20 years just here in Lincoln County on these projects, and extensive experience with public contracting work for project management. Do you have any questions?
Any questions for council? Commissioner Miller?
No, not at this time.
Commissioner Hall?
Yeah, a couple of things. Again, the name of the firm, do I have it correctly? PPM?
D as in David, PM. P as
in DPM. And where are they located? Their base of operations?
So the base of operations, all the firms are in the Portland area. DPM,
okay,
but they do work all over especially the coast. Klosch,
yeah,
not extensive experience in Lincoln County, but experience in other coastal communities.
Okay, yeah, it sounds like they have a very impressive and strong track record. I'm speaking of DPM now in doing Lincoln County projects, and I like that. Okay.
Thank you.
I yield back to the chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Hall. I don't have any comments. I've read through all 3, and I think DPM was the one that was the best RFP that I saw.
So the next steps, Commissioner Chuck, would be to accept the DPM proposal. I can prepare a notice of intent to award the RFP to DPM for the next board meeting. And then an order, you would also need an order authorizing the chair to sign a contract with DPM once that's ready. And I can prepare that for the next meeting.
Okay, do we have is someone willing to make a motion to that effect?
So a motion to accept DPM's proposal.
Okay, thank you, council. Let me think about this for a second. And forgive me here, I'm looking at the letter of interest of October 1st. We're here today in decision in action. Again, council, you want to bring back the order to award DPM on the 6th of December
Our next meeting, I think, is it on the 5th, the 3rd?
on the 3rd. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I move that on December 3rd, we review an order to award DPM to complete the RFP for County Commons project. Is that good?
So the motion would be to accept DPM's proposal at this meeting and then to direct staff to prepare a notice of intent to award, which would be for the next board meeting. So right now you're just accepting the proposal and providing next steps to staff.
Commissioner Chuck, I feel like I'd like a little bit more time to go over this before we make that award, but I would say I'd like to, I mean, is there some urgency, County Council, for us to, what's the urgency?
Building the fairgrounds in a timely manner. So essentially, go back to the RFP.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
So there's a schedule that has to meet legal requirements for responses. That's already been delayed because of interviews that had to be rescheduled for some of the companies. So the way, just leave it there.
Yeah, thank you.
So the way it works is we would accept this proposal and then you start negotiations on a contract. You have to do your notice of intent to award, which would be presented to the board
Oh,
next
good.
Wednesday.
Thank you.
And then that would allow people to offer protests 7 days after that notice of intent to award. So these are just the statutory requirements for an RFP.
Okay. Helpful. Okay. Thank you, Council. Would you review that motion again, please?
So today, the motion would just be to accept DPM's proposal to the RFP and then direct staff to prepare the necessary paperwork to move this forward.
Okay. I move that we, let me write it out. Commissioner Hall, you want to take a stab at it? I'm still working on it. If you've got it articulated, please help me out here.
Well, how about this? I'll just float this out there. But from what I understand, our motion today would be to accept the proposal from DPM, which would then put it, just kind of move the process along, as the county council noted, that, there would still have to be an award of contract. We would have to, negotiate the details of the contract. BOC would have the opportunity to vote that up or down. And also there's built-in opportunities with the proposal to award the contract for any public protests from those not chosen or otherwise. Also an opportunity for any public input and feedback on this choice. So given that this is a step forward, but it's not the final step, I would feel comfortable in moving that today we accept the proposal from DPM to provide construction management services for the Commons redevelopment project.
Yeah. Commissioner Hall, thank you so much for articulating that, because this is just a really, really important project. And we've gone through so many iterations that we really want to do this right. And I think it needs to be in the vision as well that the community has provided input for so many years. I mean, this is exciting.
Right.
This is exciting. And Commissioner Hall, it's something that it's been, one of your passions as well. And, I appreciate your mentorship on this. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you, Commissioner Miller. And if I may, yeah, it was back in 2009 when the VOC had to appoint a entirely brand new fair board after the existing members all walked at the same time. And there was a statutory allowance for one VOC person to be on the fair board. And I accepted that role and was a fair board member until just a few years ago. And so, I kind of got firsthand experience and feel for the project from kind of an inside point of view. The things, the OSU Extension as our contractor for many years in getting the fair going, the challenges they faced working with what was really an outmoded and outdated facility. And so, yes, to see it reach this point is truly exciting to me as well.
Commissioner Hall, I had the opportunity to walk by the farmers markets pavilion in Eugene, just next to Eugene's, Lane County's facilities. And it's just a really neat and functional building. And I think something similar to that, Lincoln County is just going to love it. So.
Oh, I agree as well. I mean, people would sometimes ask me, well, why do you want to rebuild the commons and especially the exhibit hall? Because other than the fair itself, it's only getting very minimal use. And I said, yes, that's true, but I cannot even keep count of the number of organizations that would make informal contacts with me through the years saying, gee, we would really love to consider the Commons for a site for our meeting, fair, trade show, and so on, except they were aware of the wretched condition of that building and essentially be asking when were we going to rebuild, replace it. So I think you're absolutely right, Commissioner Miller. There is just enormous, largely untapped potential in this. To quote, it may sound a little idealistic to some people, but I really believe, like that famous line from the movie, if you build it, they will come.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So Commissioner Hall, you've got this mapped out. I would appreciate you making a motion.
All right.
Yeah, okay. So and County Council check if what I'm going to propose is sufficient, but my motion would be that the Board of Commissioners today accept the proposal from DPM to provide a project and construction management services for the Commons redevelopment.
Okay. Council, how does that sound?
And count,
And council, what,
Just has to second it,
Okay, I'll second that.
and then.
Oh.
any further discussion?
Not for me. Thank you.
No.
For your patience. Yeah.
County council, there was a second part. You want to do that in a second motion?
Sure.
We can do that. We'll vote on this and then we'll go to the second part.
Yeah, so the second motion would be to direct staff to prepare a notice of intent to award the RFP and order authorizing Chair Hall to sign contracts and any other documents. And that would be presented at the next meeting.
Okay, we'll act on the first motion, then we'll go do a second one. So we have a first and a second. Any further discussion?
no,
Hearing none. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
aye.
All right,
um,
go ahead for clarification. Council, can you restate what we
maybe
need?
I've got this one.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to direct staff to prepare the RFP and to allow chair to sign for that RFP.
Okay,
So it's
I'll-
not. so
I'll second.
hold on a second.
Hold on.
Oh.
It would be a motion just to have you sign the contract with the project management firm.
Okay, a motion to direct staff to prepare a contract with the firm and for chair to sign for that contract.
Why is there no
Okay.
fee? Why is there no fee to the?
Excuse me?
Huh? We gotta ask permission 24 hours in advance
Ma'am,
to get public information,
Why don't we take a recess?
huh?
we can take a recess.
Yeah, like that. Why is there?
5
no
minutes.
fee?
What's going on?
Anybody know?
Where are you at? Where?
You know, online, but we have to now give you notice 24 hours in advance to even
Sure.
watch the meeting.
Casey,
As I'm
people on
sick,
Zoom.
this is bullshit. You guys need to stop this.
Casey, there's 2 people on Zoom right now.
Yeah, there's lots of people. on
Hey,
Zoom.
Walter. you have a minute?
10:20, we're back in session. We were working on a motion. Can we restate that or go back to what we need, council?
So I think the second motion was to authorize staff to prepare documents for the notice of intent to award the RFP to DPM and also an order authorizing Chair Hall to sign the contract once that is ready.
Okay, do we have someone to make that motion?
I will make that motion.
Second.
Yeah, second
Second.
motion.
Any further discussion? Seeing
Not
none,
from me.
all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Motion passes. Next, I'd like to call up Tom Kemper from Kemper Company, Managing Member Consultant to the county.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Tom.
I've been working with HHS.
Excuse me, Tom. Can you make sure your microphone's red? Yeah, there you go.
Am I on? Oh, okay. Great.
There
I've
you
been
go.
working with HHS staff, Tracy Sackett and Jennifer Beckner, to basically to allocate the 9.75 million that Oregon Housing has allocated to the county for wildfire survivors. And then when we've completed sort of supporting the identified wildfire survivors who still needed housing, to then devote that funding to 80% AMI households in the county. And so we've been working through that process, and it's been really difficult because the money comes from HUD, and so it's CDBG money, and it comes with an incredible number of strings and hoops to jump through to properly allocate that money. For example, you can't, once you have an intent to go after the funding, you have to stop any activity, in terms of, moving the project forward until a full environmental review has been undertaken in accordance with the 58.5 regulations that are the federal regulations. And so it's been really incredibly difficult. We've had to generate, I think, 20 to 30 policies and get them approved by the state before we can even move forward. And so we were in the process of sort of completing the what they call project activity forms. One was for homeowners, one was for renters, and then we had a fund that was just a gap funding a bucket, if you will, to basically allocate the remaining funds that were left after we had satisfied the first two buckets. So in a meeting, a little over 3 weeks ago, the state said to us that, well, if you haven't allocated the funds by the end of this year, they were going to pull them and reallocate them to other counties that had wildfire issues. And obviously, you know, it was a big number. It could have been over half the fund. So, I mean, we were talking, you know, 5 million plus in funds that would go back to the state. And as a result of that, we've accelerated the gap funding committee. We had originally planned on sort of starting that process six months from now. But, you know, so we sort of have a gun to our head to sort of get that committee moving and get allocations made before the end of the year. And so I've been working with Doug Holbrook from legal counsel's office, and we put together the RFP and the committee to sort of review responses to that RFP and then make recommendations to you. And that's the motion or I guess the request to you is to approve an RFP and to appoint the committee to actually, you know, sort of review the responses. And it's under a really tight time frame. I've been talking with some of the local nonprofits and the Housing Authority about the opportunity, and we're hopeful that we'll get responses quickly by the December 12th deadline that we've put on the RFP. And so in the RFP, I was looking at it, and the one before you does have a typo, and that is in the scoring section, it notes that they have to demonstrate the ability to complete the project and get people housed in the project by October 31, and it's August 31. So that's a modification that should have been made. It was made in the prior portions of the RFP, but we failed to pick it up in the actual scoring section. So obviously the scoring needs to have that, you know, they need to complete the project by August 31 of 2028. And these funds would be dedicated to households that make 80% of area median income or less. And that's, you know, it varies by the household size. And the trick of it is that they have to demonstrate that they can complete the project by that August 31 date in 2028. So we have less than 3 years to get it done. So a really large project is probably not possible unless they're already a fair amount along the way. But that's the reason for sort of rushing to put together a committee and to get out an RFP to allocate what we think is going to be in excess of $5 million. Questions?
Any questions for Mr. Kemper?
Yeah, sure.
Mr. Miller?
Yeah, Commissioner Chuck. Yeah, Mr. Kemper, you've been in this space for a while. Clearly, the objective is to make sure we empower as many wildfire survivors as possible, you know, to get this opportunity. Any sense of, you know, how many developers or projects might move forward?
Well, I think it'll be interesting to see, but I've had discussions with 3 or 4 likely candidates that are sort of in the area, the Housing Authority, Lucinda at Habitat, and Sheila at Northwest Coastal, and others. And so I think we will get responses. but they have to demonstrate, one, that they can do it, that they have the experience, that they can meet all they can put forth a project that's really worthy, and then demonstrate that they can meet the timeline. And then lastly, and probably more difficult, is to demonstrate that they can meet all of the HUD requirements. It comes with green building requirements, and energy efficiency requirements, and there's just a host of, for example, you have to get 3 bids. Davis-Bacon wages will apply. There's a litany of requirements, and so they would, as part of their application, they'd have to demonstrate that they can meet all those requirements. So it's not for the faint of heart, for sure, but we're hopeful. I'm hopeful that we can get some projects to the table, and in the hopefully likely event that we'll have the choice, that we would be able to sift them based on the lesser amount per unit that we would be funding from this pot of money. So
Yeah.
so that's kind of what we're trying to do.
Okay.
Thank you. Commissioner Hall, do you have any comments for or questions for Mr. Kemper?
Not questions for Mr. Kemper specifically. I do have some comments I would like to make when this moves to BOC discussion.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions, Commissioner Miller?
Yeah, and Commissioner Hall, I too want to be sure that we have the flexibility, and the malleability to meet. If we need to have a special meeting to make sure that we facilitate getting those proposals in from the committee. And Tom, can you walk us through that? The committee's going to review those. Those will come to the board. The board will then approve those and we'll get them sent out. What's the process there?
So we've asked that we get the responses back by December 12th.
The 12th.
And then
Okay.
right after that, we'll give the responses to the committee members. And I've got them on alert that they're gonna have to focus. And then the Monday and Tuesday after that, we'll meet, and it'll probably be by Zoom or Teams. And that'll be a public meeting. Minutes will be taken. And then out of that, we'll make recommendations that would then come to you, hopefully the Wednesday after that.
I see. So you'll meet with that committee.
Oh, yes.
And then
yes.
those recommendations will come to the BOC here, right?
And I know it's fast, but we're sort of wary about the 12/31 deadline, and we just want the allocations made. That's the start of a long road for each of those projects that get awarded funds. And obviously they have to meet all the requirements. And the first one is actually they'll have to go through the full-blown environmental review with OHCS, which with new construction it's not easy. It's really difficult. But that's kind of the process that we're thinking about. I know it's fast.
Yeah.
But we've sort of picked people. Doug Holbrook and I sort of brainstormed about who would be the right people to put on that committee, who have housing knowledge and know the county, and so that's the plan. So.
And there were already recommendations for committee members. It looks like former Commissioner Katie Jacobson, Linda Roy, Allison Robertson, and another name I didn't recognize. But has that been solidified already for you?
I've got them to agree to participate on the committee, and they understand the timing and the need. And basically, it's like I just said, look, this is a resource that the county has, and I need your help. To get this done, and they accepted we sort of drafted them actually. So after with Doug, so
no, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kemper. Get any more questions? I was going to move forward.
My only last question, Commissioner Chuck, and thank you, would be just what's the the latest date the board would, meet. I want to just make sure that we, don't have any error in getting this off for you once we get those.
Well, we're targeting the 14th.
Okay,
meeting
14th.
is what we're pushing for that. And I'm hopeful that we can hit that. I mean, the committee knows the timing, and so I want to get them. I expect them to be reading those over the weekend so that we can have discussions on that Monday, Tuesday, and come to a agreement as to what we should recommend to you.
Yeah, and we have a
Thank you.
regular scheduled meeting on the 17th, but if we need to have a special meeting, we can do that.
Well, I guess it's the 17th, not the 14th that we're targeting. Sorry.
Okay, great.
Look forward to working with you, Mr. Kemper. At this time, I'll take a motion.
So the motion would be to approve the RFP and also appoint the committee members as proposed by Mr. Kemper.
Okay,
And Doug did prepare a draft order. Yeah.
I make a motion to approve the RFP and appoint the committee members. And I don't see the order here. It's probably online. Okay, so again, that motion is creating and can you go back up, Kenneth? Thank you. Creating and appointing a Lincoln County Gap Funding Committee, approving and funding an RFP. Commissioner Hall, you there?
Yes, I am.
Good.
Can you hear me?
Yes. So I've made a motion, Commissioner Hall.
Yes, I heard the motion, Commissioner Miller, and I am glad to second it. I would, before we vote, I would appreciate if Vice Chair Chuck would provide opportunity for commissioner comments. I've got a few things I'd like to share, and I just want to make sure if you have any further thoughts, Commissioner Miller, you have that opportunity as well.
Go ahead, Commissioner Hall.
Okay, thank you, Vice Chair Chuck. In an ideal world, there would be a lot more breathing room, time for review and reflection on everybody's part in this process, because, especially that it does involve allocation of a good-sized chunk of money. But I have, for the providers, so they will have to be ready to turn around proposals very quickly, for us in deliberation as well, review and deliberation as well. But it's not an ideal world. And unfortunately, I have seen the state pull things like this before, but it is what it is. We have to move to their timeline. And, I have worked very closely with all of the housing agencies that Mr. Kemper mentioned, and others as well. And I think there are going to be at least a few of them that, have the internal bandwidth and will be ready to step up with viable proposals. So, again, I think it's exciting to have this opportunity, and I'd really like to see it move forward with all deliberate speed, but I guess maybe all necessary speed would be a better way to put it. So that's the reason for my motion here today.
And Commissioner Chuck,
Thank you. Commissioner Miller, you have something?
Yeah, thank you. Commissioner Hall, appreciate that. And I think Jacobson, Roy, and Robertson too, who is Director of Urban Renewal at the City of Lincoln City, I think they appear to be good choices to me to look at these. So, I think there's some confidence there that they're familiar with what's happening, certainly in development and wildfire.
All right, thank you. We have a motion, a second.
Right.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom.
Keep us up to date. Good luck. Thank you.
All right, we moved the October 1st minutes to the discussion part. Commissioner Millard, I just want to state that we have a recorder that takes the minutes and they're reviewed by council. And if you have any corrections, it would be great if you can give them to county council.
Yes, I certainly do. I have a memorandum
Okay,
for the changes.
okay. Can you just submit that to county council and then we'll go on?
Yes, I want to submit this memorandum into the public record that reflects the changes to the minutes. And then I move that we bring these minutes back to the next meeting for review of
Okay.
those changes.
Do I have a second for that motion?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, all those in
Okay.
favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you.
Aye.
Commissioner Chuck, we're back in discussion. I have a motion as well under discussion to a motion to review items to be added to the agenda.
So we have a process in place.
We have a process for that and you can submit those to county council also. So thank you, Commissioner
well,
Miller.
But Commissioner Chuck, I have a memo for the agenda items here that I want to submit with the motion.
You can submit those to county council for the next meeting. So thank you. We'll move on to public comment. First we have Mimi Vogel.
Commissioner Chuck, I think that we need to take let me make my
Please.
formal motion and then we can make a decision.
These weren't on the agenda, Commissioner Miller, so you can
I-
please submit those to the
No,
county
I
council.
understand, Commissioner
We're in
Chuck,
public comment.
but I'm
Thank you.
moving that the board add these items in my memorandum to the agenda or a future agenda.
You
So
can
I made
submit
a
those.
motion.
You can submit those to county council. Thank you. We're in public comment.
Commissioner Chuck, I'm making a motion.
It wasn't on the.
Vice Chair Chuck. Vice
Yes.
Chair Chuck, if I may. Yeah,
ahead.
I understand what Commissioner Miller is attempting to do here. Just personally, I am not in agreement that we have an established process in place for placing items on the agenda, and also our longstanding policy and practice is not to accept motions during the business portion of the meeting that have not been previously placed on the agenda, for many reasons, including adequate public notice. So I will decline to second Commissioner Miller's motion on that subject at this time.
Thank you, Commissioner Hall. We'll move on to public comment. Now we'll go Mimi Vogel first.
Are we going to take a vote though?
There was no second, Commissioner Miller.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. so-
Mimi Vogel.
Okay, Mimi's here. She's from the Philippines, and so she struggles with language.
Hi, Mimi.
So I'm here to assist her because I was with her when she attended Veterans Service Officer, Mr. Barnes, approximately 3 years ago. And she's not been able to get any response from the Veterans Administration since. We arrived.
No, I went to the VA representative. His name is Keith, and I was going to ask for my benefits after I became a widow. And then when we were talking about the benefits, and when we went to the who we are supporting it, we went to the politics. It's just conversation when I was doing the paperwork. So I said that, yeah, my husband is a Trump supporter and my husband is a conservative. And then he said that, oh, what he was doing, I said, and he said that, oh, I don't know that conservative need the money or
Yeah, what he actually said was, he said, after everything Biden has done for you.
yeah.
And of course, Mimi's an independent, but her husband was a conservative. So then he said,
And he said, I don't think that you deserve it. And Chris said that her husband served in the military for 23 years. He's a naval officer and he served there for 22 years. And Mimi was the one who's taking care of him because he's 100% disabled American. And then he said, I don't think you deserve it. And I just blacked out. I don't know what to say anymore after that. And Chris was the one who continued saying things. I just went there to claim for my benefits because that's what my husband told me, just to bring the DD-214 and present to this VA. And there was nobody there except Keith. He's the only one that I could approach, and the others in Portland. So that's why I was. And then he was saying about we end up in the politics, and I was not there for the politics. And I said, what am I supposed to do if my husband is Trump supporter or conservative? So I am there to claim my benefits, to claim, my what is my monthly pension and all that. And they said something.
right, so basically the way it went down was when Mimi said my husband would have liked President Trump, he pushed his chair back from the desk and he said, after everything Biden has done for you. And then Mimi said, I don't know what he's done for me.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate Ms. Vogel. We can hook you back up with the VSO. He does have some other people there in his office that might be able to help.
Can we know who to talk to? Because
Yes, we can send that to you. Thank you.
you'll send that directly to Mimi.
Yeah, we'll have our PIO talk to you after the meeting.
The meeting. All right.
Because she has a nephew that needs help and she's frightened to go back.
Right, next we have Deborah Kozer-Dew.
Good morning. I want to welcome Claire home, who has been laid up for over 8 weeks, but still doing a great job working from home. Thank you, Claire. I want to say that I was going to say we are probably going to have a lot of uninformed people complaining today about the new rule of the BOC's public comment period, and we saw that already. The people on Zoom have to sign up the night before if they want to speak. That is unfortunate, but this is our chair, Commissioner Walter Chuck, being transparent and fair. Casey Miller, on the other hand, has misrepresented the rule to the people on his Facebook page. I hold him responsible for the outburst we witnessed today from the very unhappy, uninformed woman. The rule has come about as a result of what happened on the October 15 meeting. Our DA, Jenna, was prevented from speaking because she clearly turned in her form to speak 45 minutes into the meeting. The form clearly says at the bottom to hand it in before the meeting starts. DA Jenna clearly, out of order, burst out at that meeting, demanding to speak and challenged Commissioner Walter, asking him if the people on Zoom had signed up early. So it's unfortunate that the people on Zoom now have to sign up the night before. You can thank Commissioner Casey Miller and DA Jenna for that new rule. I want to thank Commissioner Walter Chuck for making efforts continuously to be fair to the people of our county. I want to say shame on Casey Miller and DA Jenna for creating the chaos over and over at these meetings to blindside the other commissioners while making themselves the victims. We resent the games the two of them are playing. Many people in our county are being seriously hurt. Immigrants are being kidnapped away from their families. Our federal employees losing their jobs and being forced to work without pay. Our brave fishermen's safety at risk. I feel it's pointless, but I ask them to please follow the rules and stop the chaos. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie.
Oh, thank you to Keith Barnes for his great work at the Veterans Service.
Thank you, Debbie. Do we have online?
Thank you.
All right. Okay, seeing no further public comment, we'll adjourn the meeting at 10:48. Thank you.